What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox, presented by Lock City. It's Wighty here again today. Happy Sunday morning still. Today we have episode 133 of the JuiceBox, which is going to be everything that you need to know for this week's upcoming FISSURE Playground number 1, a CS2 tournament kicking off this Tuesday, July 15th in Belgrade, Serbia. I'll also give y'all a little two-leg parlay that will run for our JuiceBox Lock on Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday we'll try to spin around another podcast to look forward to the Wednesday's games because this tournament is over in Serbia and we are all the way over in North America, Canada specifically. We have a nice little time zone advantage where these games start at like 5 in the morning and we'll wrap up relatively early in the day, enough time to be able to record a podcast and turn it back around for y'all for the next day. But don't forget, obviously, for unlocking all of your extra content for our server, you can go to our premium tier Discord at whop.com/lockcity. That's WHOP.com/lockcity for only $5 a month, which breaks down to 16 cents a day. This gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of other sport-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. On the CS2 side of things, this will get you access as well to my premium plays and parlays in my premium Discord channel, every CS2 cheat sheet that we drop, and so much more content. Also, before I forget, for all of the odds discussed in today's video, we use thunderpick.io, which is one of the top books in the world for esports betting, by far one of the most reputable. You can get a deposit, you can deposit using crypto, your credit card, Apple Pay, they have Visa Debit on there as well. And Thunderpick has lines for all of your favorite esports, including but not limited to things like League, Dota, Valorant, Overwatch, COD, CS2 obviously, Fortnite, Rocket League, so on and so forth. If you visit tinyurl.com/lcthunder, you can get a 100% deposit match on your first deposit for up to $600. Any amount that you deposit up to $600 will get automatically matched by Thunderpick for you to be able to use on your esports picks. We've been super profitable on CS2, but with a deposit bonus, you can always try your luck on some of your other favorites with that free money to play with. That's tinyurl.com/lcthunder. We made our own short link for it, for a 100% deposit bonus at Thunderpick up to $600. Alrighty, let's hop into a little bit of FISSURE Playground. Let's talk about what we are looking at for this tournament in terms of overall structure, and then we will hop into Tuesday's matches, which again kick off bright and early for us in North America. If you're on the East Coast, it's 5 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, it's going to be 2 a.m. for you. Alrighty, so this tournament has a total of 16 teams. These 16 teams that were invited include GamerLegion, so there's no top 10. I'll preface with this, no top 10 teams. It's pretty much everyone outside of the top 10, but still mostly all top 25, top 40-ish, I think it stretches to for most of these teams. So we got GamerLegion, we got 3D Max, we got Virtus.pro, we got Complexity, we got Heroic, we got Astralis, we have Pain Gaming, Saw, FURIA, Rare Atom, MiBR, Big, BetBoom, who's hosting, I think. I think BetBoom is technically the sponsor for this tournament. Yeah, they are. BetBoom, TYLOO, Lynn Vision, and Wildcard. So the way that this one's going to work, there's going to be 4 double elimination format groups. So these 16 teams are going to be split into 4 groups of 4. All of these matches are going to be best of 3. There's no best of 1s. Every single match in this tournament is at least a BO3. And the top 2 teams from each group are going to advance to the playoffs. So the teams will play amongst themselves in their groups of 4. Once you accumulate 2 losses, you are out. So if you go 0-2, 1-2, so on and so forth, you're out of the tournament. If you survive that, so if you're one of the last 2 remaining teams, you will advance to the playoffs. In the playoffs, so obviously top 2 teams from each group are going to advance. We have 4 groups, so there's going to be 8 teams in the playoffs. The playoffs are going to be a single elimination bracket. As soon as you lose, you go home. The quarterfinals and the semifinals are still going to be best of 3s, obviously, and then the grand final for this, surprisingly, is actually going to be a best of 5. I would have expected BO3 for this. Prize pool for this, $450,000 US. The top team is going to take home 150 grand. Second place team is going to take home 100 grand. So honestly, really good. As long as you make the final, you're taking home a lot of money here. That's a very generous second place prize. Third and fourth will take home 35 grand. Fifth to eighth take home 17,000. Ninth to 12th get 10 grand, and 13th to 16th get $5,000. So basically, if you got to make the top four for this to even be a profitable tournament for you. But nonetheless, let's hop into it. The first two games that we're going to talk about, so there's going to be, I should backtrack, 4 sets of games. Each set of games has 2 games going on, so 2 games going on concurrently at any given time. There's going to be 2 games at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 games at 8 o'clock Eastern, 2 games at 11 o'clock Eastern, and 2 games at 2 p.m. Eastern. So they start nice and early, and they'll be done by about 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. First 2 games that we're going to talk about at 5 o'clock are going to be GamerLegion and Wildcard, and 3D Max and Lynn Vision. Firstly, GamerLegion and Wildcard. This one here, GamerLegion is coming in with a roster of Rez, PR, Tossin, ZTR, and Kersey. And Wildcard's had some mix-ups as well on their roster. They're coming in this with Peeping, Friend, JBA, Susp, and Sonic. Wildcard, I feel like, is going to get decimated here. GamerLegion has been playing top teams in the world, top 10, top 5 teams. They beat 3D Max 2-1, they beat FURIA 2-1, they beat G2 2-1, and then they lost a close one to Falcons, and they got wrecked by Vitality, obviously top team in the world. On the wildcard side of things recently, so every team in CS, for those of you that don't like ritually watch it, everyone's been on break since the major. There's been a lot of roster changes. This is the first big-ish event since the major's taken place, and the first time that we're going to see a lot of these new rosters. Wildcard, most recently, 5 weeks ago, they lost to Legacy. 0-2, they lost to BetBoom. 0-2, they lost to Bait. 1-2. They did beat Lynn Vision and Metasport, but since then, like I said, they've had some roster changes. I like GamerLegion in this one a lot. GamerLegion public consensus is up near 80%. Wildcard always gets some North American diehards that like to public consensus vote them. But this is going to be GamerLegion all day for me. I think GamerLegion is super safe here, and it's actually going to be part of our JuiceBox Lock parlay. GamerLegion on the money line is 1.30 right now on ThunderPick. So not great in terms of value, but they are going to win this match. Super safe. I think GamerLegion here is a great first leg and definitely a safe bet. Do they win 2-0? They could win 2-0. If we're hopping into maps here, I would say Wildcard has potential to win like an Inferno, maybe an Anubis. But outside of that, I think GamerLegion clears them on any given map here. I'm inclined to say 2-0, but we're going to play it safe on the money line. If you want to get spicy, so be it. Next one up, also 5 o'clock, is going to be 3D Max and Lynn Vision. 3D Max has the exact same roster that they've had for the... Actually, both of these teams do. So 3D Max coming in with Body, Exercise, Gravity, Maka, and Lucky. Lynn Vision's got Call Me Sue, Amelia QAQ, Westmelon, Starry, and Zacher. I really liked what we saw out of Lynn Vision. At the major, they surprised a lot of people. They were able to beat teams like Liquid, beat teams like Bait. They beat Falcons in a BO1. They were looking good until they weren't. And then 3D Max, same sort of situation, but against higher quality teams. They did lose, though, to Legacy. They lost to G2. They lost to GamerLegion, lost to FaZe, lost to Pain. Their other losses, obviously justifiable, Vitality and Na'Vi. Then they did also beat G2. They beat FaZe 2-0, which was impressive. They beat Namigo when Namigo was on a hell of a run. They took care of BetBoom very easily, 13-4. 3D Max is a good squad. What are they, 15 ranked in the world or something like that? Exactly, 15th ranked. Lynn Vision's 20th. Both these teams are good teams. I like Lynn Vision here plus 1.5. map spread. When we're looking at maps that Lynn Vision could win, I think they have a really good shot at winning Ancient. I think they could win Nuke. I think they could win Inferno. I think they could win Dust 2. I like their chances to win at least a map. When we're looking at the odds on that, let me just pull it up on ThunderPick. Lynn Vision plus 1.5 is 142. So let's add that in. I'll do, we'll go all the way down and add like 8 legs in here and get a little bit fancy with some super safe stuff and see what we can build together. So far we got GamerLegion on the money line, Lynn Vision plus 1.5. That brings us to 1.81 or about minus 120. Next 2 matches are going to be at 8 o'clock. That's going to be Saw and FURIA and Pain and Rare Atom. Saw FURIA. We got Portugal versus Brazil in this one. Saw is now coming in this with Story Muterus, Aragorn, Crazy, and Agile. FURIA, same roster that they had for the major. Molodoi, Yuri, Fallen, K. Serrato, and Yakindar. I did like how FURIA was looking. Obviously, they were taking care of M80, Bait, Mongols, Aurora, VP. They had some really good wins there, and then unfortunately they lost the Battle of Brazil to Pain in that BO3, 2-1. Saw, on the other hand, has looked horrible. They've lost 6 of their last 7 overall matches, including losses to ENTS, Chinggis Warriors, GG Hao, MiBR. Falcons is obviously justifiable. ENTS again, 9 Pandas. They got mollywopped by BetBoom. The last time that these teams faced off was earlier this year, and Saw actually won the BO3 by a score of 2-1, but I don't see that happening here whatsoever. FURIA, I think, is super safe here on the money line. Horrible odds, 1.20, but FURIA on the money line. I like it. I think the public probably likes it. I'm not even going to check, but I like it. ThunderPick, it's down to 1.15. I think that's justifiable. FURIA probably crushes this and wins it 2-0. Next one up is going to be Pain and Rare Atom, also obviously 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Pain's coming into this one in pretty good form. They've won 4 of their last 5 overall, with that only loss coming to Mongols. They beat FURIA, they beat Virtus.pro, they beat 3D Max, they beat Namiga. They are 11th in the world. NQZ's been great. Snow's been great. Davideus has been great. Big Azair has been great. Their roster is looking strong. Rare Atom, on the other hand, they replaced somebody. So they still have K's, Child King, Li Hong, and Summer, but they replaced somebody with Trash. Trash has nearly a 1.3 rating, so certainly not Trash. But I think Pain obviously takes care of Rare Atom in this one. They're in much better form. They were competing with top teams in the world at the major, whereas Rare Atom is 53rd ranked in the world. Arguably not even a top 5 team in Asia. Give me Pain here all day long on the money line. It's my 1.12 on ThunderPick. So again, not great odds, but they definitely win this. It's safe. We can add it on there for a little bit of extra juice. And we're going to move on to the 11s, which is going to be VP and TYLOO, and then Complexity and BetBoom. For Virtus.pro and TYLOO. Virtus.pro, meh. They lost their last 3, but it was to Pain, Fury, and Vitality, so that's fair. TYLOO also lost their last 3. It was to Heroic, Lynn Vision, and FaZe. TYLOO, prior to that, they beat M80, FlyQuest. They did 2-0 Complexity. They beat Metasport. They got crushed by OG. They got crushed by NRG. They can compete well against teams from Asia, but once they get into EU-style CS, they have a really hard time. Virtus.pro, on the other hand, they beat Mao's 13-11. They beat Pain 2-0 earlier before losing to them 1-2. They beat Bait 13-3. They crushed OG 13-2. I got to go with Virtus.pro here. They're going to win this one. I don't see TYLOO. They might win a map, but because Virtus.pro can be streaky. Like, they'll start a map down 0-8 and then win the map 13-9, stuff like that. You see some crazy stuff from Virtus.pro. But then on the other side of things, it's not uncommon for them to start maps up 9-10-0. So Give me VP here. I think they definitely win the BO3 in terms of odds, 1.25 on Thunder Pick. I like that as a safe fifth leg, definitely super safe. We're going to move on to Complexity and BetBoom, 11 o'clock, or also 11 o'clock rather. This one here is near even odds, which is going to be exciting. Complexity, 25th ranked in the world. BetBoom, 28th ranked in the world. They are taking Art Frost on loan from Paravision for this one. So this will be interesting to see how they do. I would have liked to have seen Magnajez potentially move over to Spirit, but nonetheless, he's still here on BetBoom. I don't know. I kind of like BetBoom. They're hosting the tournament. I think they need to get off to a win here. Their last three that they were up against, they lost to MiBR, they lost to Heroic, they lost to 3D Max, and none of those were super close. They beat Wildcard 2-0. They crushed Legacy, which is a good win. They beat Namiga, and Namiga was playing really well. Complexity on the other side of things. They got crushed by TYLOO. They lost to NRG. They lost to OG. They did not look good at the major whatsoever. I think they were probably, in addition to Liquid, one of the North American teams that people expected to go relatively, I wouldn't say far necessarily, like not a playoff team, but in through like stage 3 and failed to do so. Give me BetBoom. I think BetBoom plus 1.5 obviously is super safe as a best bet. I think BetBoom on the money line is also juicy, but for the sake of building a super long safe parlay here, I'll take BetBoom plus 1.5. Next one up here, which is going to be the first of the 2 o'clock games, the last set of games for the day, is going to be Astralis and MiBR, and then Heroic and Big. For Astralis and MiBR, Astralis comes into this one looking pretty good. I got the roster of Device, Star, Jabi, Stavin, and Hooksy. And then MiBR obviously exit Safi and Sani. Oh, they got a TBA on there. What do they got going on? I'm uninformed. What are they planning to do here? Huh. All right. Well, that makes things a little sketchier. Give me Astralis. Oh god, I don't like it. Astralis scares me, but MiBR with a TBA scares me more. Astralis won the last time that these teams played in February. They lost in January, but they took care of them at Cluj-Napoca. They got crushed at Katowice. Oh god, give me Astralis on the money line as like a not very confident play, but for the sake of having to pick something, let's go Astralis, and we're gonna pray. And then the last game, which I feel a hell of a lot better about, one of my most confident picks of the day, is going to be Heroic and Big. Heroic has been looking great. They got Nilo, Grix, Tanier, Youngster, and LNZ. Big, hyped, Kyubi, Grimbo, Tabson, and JDC they come into this one with. Big lost to Lithuania. They beat Hype World, Bulgaria, Hungary at some of these events here. Lost to NIP. Lost to BC game. I don't know about Big, man. This has got to be Heroic. I was thinking Heroic minus 1.5, but just give me Heroic on the money line. I love Heroic on the money line, and that's going to be the second leg of our JuiceBox Lock also. But I was trying to talk myself into Heroic minus 1.5 map spread. I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's just play it safe. Heroic on the money line. So 2 things going on here. One, for a JuiceBox Lock parlay, we're going to throw together, like we talked about earlier, GamerLegion on the money line is the first leg all the way in the 5 o'clock games in the morning. And then fast forward all the way to the 2 p.m. games in the afternoon, we're going to be taking Heroic on the money line. Those 2 together come out to minus 105 on Thunder Pick. I really love that for a JuiceBox Lock. That is super safe. I don't see a world where that does not cash. And then, more excitingly, we are going to run an 8-leg parlay here. That's going to be pretty messy. Starting with GamerLegion on the money line. This is going to be all of our favorite plays from each of the 8. But an 8-leg parlay is always super sketchy. Nonetheless, we're going to have GamerLegion on the money line, Lynn Vision plus 1.5 map spread, so they just have to win a map. FURIA on the money line against Saw, Pain Gaming on the money line against Rare Atom, Virtus.pro on the money line against TYLOO, BetBoom plus 1.5 map spread, so they have to win at least one map against Complexity, Astralis on the money line against MiBR, or Made in Brazil, and Heroic on the money line against Big. Those 8 legs altogether come out to plus 617 or 7.17 times your money on ThunderPick. Really love those 8 legs. Obviously, the JuiceBox Lock I love way more. I think we'll be able to throw together maybe a couple of parlays. Stay tuned to my channel for those in the premium tier. I think we'll probably go time slot by time slot and make some bankroll builders there that we can kind of go along with as the day progresses. As discussed earlier, for all of the odds in today's video, you want to visit thunderpick.io, but more importantly, tinyurl.com/lcthunder. If you've not yet signed up for ThunderPick, you can get a 100% deposit match on your first deposit up to $600. That is a very generous deposit and sign-up bonus on behalf of ThunderPick. We've been partnered with them for a while now. They're super great. I use ThunderPick all the time for my CS odds. They have a lot of markets that a lot of other books don't have, especially the bigger books. You can sometimes find like some of the major matches on like DraftKings. Bet365 is a little bit better, but ThunderPick is super consistent with having all of the odds from top to bottom. As discussed earlier, it's not just limited to CS2. Obviously, they are one of the world premier leaders in esports betting, by far one of the most reputable books, and we are blessed to be partnered with them. So tinyurl.com/lcthunder. We made our own short link for it. They're going to give you a 100% deposit bonus up to $600, and you can follow along here. We have a lot that is going to be going on All-Star break on the sports side of things, obviously. So KBO, Korean Baseball, is already on All-Star break until Thursday, July 17th. MLB is on All-Star break starting tomorrow, and the WNBA goes on All-Star break on like Wednesday or something. So no better time for those of you that are regular Lock City fans but may not have dipped your toes into CS2 yet. There's no better time. There's not going to be any other sports going on besides tennis and soccer. So feel free to hop in. Guarantee we make y'all some cash on this one. I really love this slate. This JuiceBox Lock, if you want to hop in on that as a nice welcome to Counter-Strike, I highly suggest that you do so. I think you're going to make some good money on that. So hope to bring y'all some money on Tuesday. We will see y'all again later on Tuesday for some Wednesday picks. But yeah, hope to bring y'all some cash. I know this JuiceBox Lock will cash, but I'm hoping this 8-legger comes through for us as well. Hope y'all have a great rest of the weekend, great Monday if you're listening to it on Monday, and we'll see y'all bright and early Tuesday for all of this CS2 action. Thanks for listening. Take care. Peace.